Hey, what is up everybody? It is KATAIR Gaming here today bringing y'all a brand new build video for the Division 2. This is the most upgraded LMG build that I have currently so far. This is not one that many people would want to run. It's very odd, but it's definitely one of the hardest hitting out there. You'll see what I mean the moment we jump into the gameplay, which is what I'm going to show y'all first, and then right about now on the screen, I will show you the time in this video you can jump to just skip to the build video if you're interested. Enjoy!
Control. Keep it up.
Boost now active.
Now, for this specific build, you're going to want to come over to the base of operations. You're going to want to go into the White House. In the door to your left, there will be a specialist area available for you to select. Your sharpshooter. Make sure you pick the sharpshooter class. Not only does it come with the digital scope, which is absolutely necessary for this build, although it's kind of my personal preference. You also get breath control, 30% increased weapon stability, reduced recoil, and faster reacquisition of targets. You also get deft hands, 30% increased reload speed, allows for the use of smaller magazines while maintaining efficiency. Really good for LMGs. Really good for LMGs. Now, we also get plus 25% increased headshot damage. Keep that in mind. hopefully you all enjoyed that gameplay. Let's go ahead and jump directly into the actual build. Now, let's go ahead and start out with the two M60s. I have a military M60 and a black market M60. This one is extremely low base damage. This one is about medium to high base damage. I'd want to say it's around medium. It's really not that great. Now, we have Unhinged and Allegro. Obviously, for the third talent, you'd probably want Greased, or whatever your personal preference is. I didn't really get a choice on that. And then we have the military M60, Unhinged and Allegro. Let's go ahead and start out on the holster. So we have Araldi Holdings for the Hera Pouch Holster combo. 711 skill power. We have Precise on there for plus 15% headshot damage, and an offensive protocol mod with 2.5% weapon damage and 3% optimal range. As for our chest piece, we have a Providence body armor system. 2 reds, 1 yellow, and hardened. Preferably you want weapon damage and headshot damage with skill power. Hardened stays the same. It really matters what you want to spec into more, whether it be armor or health. I know some people like health because it keeps them alive a little bit longer. Like, personally, I only back off in a fight whenever I notice my armor is starting to miss out, so that might actually be a little bit better for me. And since this is the body armor system and not the counterforce vest, it comes with a defensive and a utility mod slot. Defensive protocol, utility system. You're probably going to wonder on one of my electronics mods later on how it says 2900 skill power and I only have 2600, yet it's activated. It's because of the utility system mod slot down there. 104 skill power, 305 skill power for the Kim launcher. So there you go, that'd be around almost 3000 skill power, if not 3100, if you put all of that in there. That's how I have that activated. Now for our Providence mask, we have cooldown reduction, skill power, and empowered. Preferably empowered just to get your skill power up there a little bit higher. Now for the Petrov backpack. During the gameplay for this video, I was using a backpack that had 2 reds and 2 blues, so now I'm a little bit tankier than I was. You really don't need 2 reds. This is the exact backpack you're going to need. 2 yellows, 1 blue, 1 red. Obviously, you can tell I'm at 8 electronics instead of the 7 I should be at, so maybe you can just get rid of cooldown reduction and go bonus armor in place of that. So it'd be 1 yellow, 2 blues, and 1 red. That would be perfect. Now, on the ropes is absolutely necessary for this build. Weapon damage is increased by 25% while all skills are on cooldown. I love that talent so much. I try and use it on practically every build I possibly can. And then, of course, hardened or vital, based on your playstyle. Now, I have Araldi Holdings gloves, the precision gloves with Precise on them, and 11% LMG damage. So we get LMG and headshot. Not to mention the 2-piece for Araldi is actually headshot damage and accuracy, which is fabulous. And then we have Providence knee pads with 362 skill power. We have empowered on there for even more skill power added. And then an offensive protocol mod, 2.5% weapon damage, and the other 2 on there really don't matter. You may want weapon handling, maybe even reload speed. I've seen reload speed on there before. So that sums that up. Now, let's go ahead and jump into the weapon attachments. Our scope is the digital scope for having the sharpshooter class. If you're not using the sharpshooter class, you will not be able to use the scope. Then again, quite a few of you may not want to anyways, considering how much it actually does zoom in. But it gives us 45% headshot damage, minus 5% critical hit damage, but we don't do crits at all. This is purely a raw damage, headshot damage build. And for the ammunition belt slot, we have the Nimble Link belt for plus 5% rate of fire. I can't just scroll down. Oh, there we go. Okay. Long underbarrel rail, we have the vertical grip, plus 10% accuracy, and the 7.62 muzzle slot, we have the large suppressor for the 7.62. plus 10% accuracy. Now, it is the absolute same for both of the weapons. I'm using a chem launcher with plus 52% heal and plus 58% heal. You see this one requires 2900, but I have 2600 skill power. All thanks to this one little mod on my chest piece, utility system mod slot. And as for my drone, I really don't like using the defender drone. I think it's kind of cheesy, but we're not gonna get into that. I'm using health on here instead of cooldown reduction or duration or anything because we're supposed to have on the ropes active as often as possible. So I just figured if I break it when I want it to be broken and enemies can't break it for me, or if it's going too long on duration, which would be that, which is exactly why I didn't choose that. I wanted it to have kind of a shorter duration, but at the same time, just kind of synergize with on the ropes. So I end up breaking my own drone a lot. And then for the trauma analyzer, we have the 22% on there. It's honestly not that bad. And then we have a micropulse frequency with 25.9% armor repair. This thing heals up very quickly. Now for the overall stats. We have 182% headshot damage, 44% all weapons damage bonus, 21% LMG damage bonus, 203,000 armor, 40k health, 14% skill cooldown reduction. Obviously, you can miss out on that cooldown reduction on your backpack, so that way you can have, I don't know, 637 instead of 628. I didn't get this build the exact way I'd like it to be, but this is as good as I'm going to get at this patch. We have 2600 skill power, and there we go, 3085 chem launcher skill power, even though we only have 2600 skill power. That pretty much sums this up. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate all of y'all's support to help me with this channel. Please don't forget to turn on that notification bell, and well, as usual, you guys, I will catch all of you next time. Bye, everyone!